Hey there, troopers. Captain Rex here, and I am joined by my co-host, Shiny Reg.
Hello. Hello
And
there.
welcome to the 501st Colin Chatter. Hello, guys.
It is Will and Chloe.
We just thought we would show off Captain Rex himself.
Something arrived.
How good does this look?
It looks so good.
So, we hope you enjoyed our little intro with Captain Rex and Shiny. Yes, and to sort of celebrate Bad Batch, we have some of Chloe's art
Yes.
adorning our background today. Very nice.
I thought obviously Hunter, he's like the main guy in the batch. And then we've got Captain Rex because of the helmet, and also today's episode about episode 6 and 7, which we had Rex, and it's almost like a coincidence that the Captain
You said
Rex
it. You
helmet-
said it was meant to be, didn't you?
Yeah, it's meant to
Because
be.
it was like this turned up, and then you were like, "What? Imagine if this is the episode when like Rex comes back." So, yeah. Like both episodes was basically about Rex and his little group, and we're looking forward to breaking that down for you today. We do actually have quite a bit of news. I know we're a little bit later in the week because personal reasons and stuff, but yeah, no, I just want to say as well, this Rex helmet, by the way, is incredible. It looks
so good. I'll give you guys a little closer.
Yeah. And the battle damage on it and the weld marks make this
I know,
helmet
like
look...
the welds look so real. It is so cool.
So yeah, for a Black Series helmet, this is incredible.
And like all the little details in the cracks and crevices, it's all like dirty, so he's not shiny, you know.
Definitely not shiny. It's a very good one, and
this does move as well. So if you want the rangefinder down,
yes. Now, yeah, we hope you like the helmet. Thank you for showcasing it. Interestingly, though, what we realised after sort of checking out the helmet. So a couple of things. One, his rangefinder is black, but in this episode of the Bad Batch and the Clone Wars, it's grey.
Yeah.
But you notice this as well.
Yeah.
Really interestingly, good little spot, by the way. The live action Rex.
So the one in Ahsoka, his rangefinder is basically the same style as Boba Fett's. So it's like it's not got this side bit.
And it's not as chunky.
It's a bit like smaller and like sleeker, a bit straighter. But it is black in Ahsoka, so I think they made a mistake with Captain Rex's helmet in Ahsoka. But
good little spot though.
But at least they've made this one. It's like the Clone Wars
style
shape and everything. It's just
black
like the Ahsoka one. But yeah. I never knew that until last night.
Yep,
when I looked it up, like, what colour is it supposed to be? Yeah.
Very nice.
Very cool.
So I tell them about the weird dream that I had with the helmet.
Yeah.
So I had this weird dream the other night, and it was, you know, those dreams that are very real and they feel real.
Yeah.
Basically, the dream was we've started the episode off very similar to this, but we were showing off the new Black Series Commander Wolf helmet.
Yeah.
Now I remember picking it up. We were like showing you, put it on, and I genuinely felt so real that it was almost like on those deja vu dreams. Yeah. I'm telling you, we're going to get a Black Series Commander Wolf helmet released at some point. You've heard it here first. I had the dream about it. It's going to happen. But yes. Any other news? Like, no?
But just for the record, guys, the Commander Wolf helmet is not a real thing. It's just from his dream.
Yes, it's
not something that's been released or anything. It's just something that Will has predicted may happen. And I think this episode might have got to you.
It might have, but if it does happen
Yeah.
though, I want everyone to know that it was
Yeah.
I had a dream that we were showing it off.
Yeah.
And I've
And
kind
I
of
do think it would be really cool because Commander Wolf's helmet, like his visor is like slightly different, like the shape of it. It's not just like a regular like clone.
I like the design on it as well.
Yeah.
You know, I
And
think
then
how many
the
people would
wolves.
want it.
Yeah.
And so
And
yeah,
Dave Filoni loves wolves as well. So
he does. So we get into the news because we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So we might speed through some of this bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to start off with some very positive news and something very, should we say, we're very happy to see.
Yeah.
So obviously, you know, this is it Jake Lloyd?
Jake Lloyd.
Yeah. So this is a really nice picture. So this was shared by his mum, I believe, to some like
Media sources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a picture of him holding an Ahsoka Black Series figure.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that doesn't sound like a lot, but it turns out Jake was having some, shall we say, mental health issues, and he was getting help. But what I really like is the fact that his mum is shared this as like an update.
Yeah.
He's doing better. He's doing well, and we learn that through his mum, he still loves Star Wars.
Yeah.
He never like hated it.
No.
He loves it, and you know, and I'm so glad that we're finally getting this sort of, you know, he did get a lot of grief, and I think again very unnecessary.
Yep.
Like Ahmad Best and Hayden Christensen, you know, and you look how well we've sort of redeemed and welcomed them back.
Yeah.
So, you know, if in the future he comes on board for like a future product, I will be very happy to see that.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy to see him doing well. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is really good, and you know, it's nice to know that he's still a fan of Star Wars. You know, after all the hate and stuff he's got, like, it's not put him off it. You know.
Yeah.
So I think this is a really nice picture, and
Yeah.
it's good to know that he's doing well. Because a lot of these child actors, they just get like forgotten about. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to see that he's doing better, and
very good. So that's nice. A nice bit of really good positive news to start with, isn't it? Another bit of news: the Rogue Squadron film is back in development, says Patty Jenkins. This was supposedly dead in the water.
Really?
But basically, because she was like working on like Wonder Woman 3, and that was like her priority. And yeah, because we hadn't heard anything, we sort of was assuming this was going to be getting cancelled. But she has come out and said that it is back on, like, and she owes Lucasfilms a draft of the film. So, you know, so we are getting the Rogue Squadron film. And again, as a game, I loved it, but you know, I think it could be quite a different, fun film. So, and again, more positive news.
Yeah.
On to the figures. Oh no,
No.
this one's a little bit tiny, but you saw this one.
Yes.
Do you want to read?
So, there's a store called Prop Store. Anthony Daniels was he basically has like a big collection of Star Wars stuff, and his idea was like, this is just being sat there doing nothing. He wanted to sell it on and have someone like treasure these items. So he sold his C-3PO helmet from the Return of the Jedi. So they've confirmed this helmet with like certain scenes from the film, and it matches up like perfectly, so they know it's legit. It sold for $850,000, which is a lot of money. I think he's selling some other bits as well, but I'm not sure what they are.
Because Prop Store was at Star Wars Celebration last year, and that's where we saw Anthony Daniels with the Prop Store stuff. So I think we might have actually seen this head in one of the cabinets or something.
Yeah.
I
have to look back at pictures now.
But yeah, I
very
don't
cool.
think you'd be very happy with me
No, that's a lot.
if I was like, hey, just letting you know, I just spent 850,000
Yeah.
on and you were like, what did you get?
No.
C3PO head.
Yeah. But apparently it was all still in like functioning order. You know, you can see in this picture.
Mm.
I know it's a bit blurry, but the eyes still light up and everything. So yeah,
Very
it
cool.
would be cool to own something that Anthony Daniels wore and it was screen used. However, $850,000, like think about how many like houses you could buy with that.
I think if I did that, I think I'd be sleeping on the sofa
Yeah.
for
Sleeping on
extended period of time.
outside. Now we have figures.
Yes.
So we all love the figures. And this I saw and I immediately sent it to Will because he loves the Night Troopers and Thrawn and everything. He's even got it on his top. So
I do actually.
he's got a Chimera signal and on the back he's got Thrawn and the Night Troopers. And that.
I don't know if you guys can see it very well.
I don't think so. Yeah, you can kind of see it. So
it is a top that I do really like. Now, it is quite funny because before you sent this picture, we had been having a chat, and I was like, yeah, there's not really a lot of stuff at the minute that I really want to be collecting and getting, and which was good because you know.
You're like, right, we've bought the Captain Rex helmet. Now we're not going to buy anything else until like new Lego sets come out and stuff.
Yeah.
Now.
So this one is your fault.
I know, but I saw it and I know how much you love the Night
I
Troopers.
know, and I
Thrawn
really
and
do
everything.
like it.
You love Ahsoka. So I had to send it to you and look at these figures. They're so cool.
They are really cool.
And I love this like picture as well, how they position them so they're like zombies.
But this is why I love the people when you see them like pose figures and that, because when you get them like looking like that, it does look really cool.
Yeah. So for you listeners that aren't seeing the pictures that we're seeing, so this is a pack 4. So it has Enoch from Ahsoka, and then there's 3 of his Night Troopers, and they all have like different coloured.
They're all like different variants. Like you've got one with like the sort of all black, almost like all grey helmet. One with like the bottom bit of grey, you know. So very cool.
Very cool. And I know you love the vintage collection figures as well.
I do.
Because they're just little and they're cute and.
I know.
I know they're zombies, but still cute.
Yes, but they, you know, and it was very cool, and especially like Enoch, because I really did like Enoch's design and character, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. Speaking of vintage collection as well, it's not new, but we are possibly looking at the Commander Wolf vintage collection figure to go with Rex.
I think you've been thinking a lot about Wolf. And
I have. Wolf's on my mind a lot.
You want more Wolf items in your collection. So.
I realised I like Wolf.
Yeah.
I like Wolf quite a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then we have Jedi Fallen Order. I think this is something that's been rumoured for ages. And now it's finally coming out. Because Jedi Fallen Order was ages ago.
Yeah.
So we've got...
It's a free pack.
Yeah, we've got a free pack. These are Black Series figures. So they're like I think they're like 6 inch. I think they're 1/12 scale or something. So we've got Cal Kestis, who's like...
They're like...
Yeah.
This size.
So they're a little bit bigger. So we've got Cal Kestis, who's like an Inquisitor.
In his Inquisitor armor that I think you can unlock in the game as a skin.
And then we've got a Purge Trooper, and then the second sister Inquisitor as well.
Yeah, very cool.
So a cool little free pack, you know, especially if you like the games, then especially if you like Second Sister as well. I know she's very popular in like the cosplay. Yeah,
that's true.
Like I remember seeing quite a few of them at Star Wars Celebration. But yeah, very cool little set. Probably not one that I would buy just because I prefer Cal and his like Jedi gear.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of the Purge Troopers because they're just a nightmare. And I don't like the Second Sister either. Sorry guys, if you like her, that's fine. But I don't.
That's fair enough. This one's a bit of a weird one.
So we have some Star Wars A New Hope figures. So
Vintage collection, by the way,
yeah.
to those listeners.
So these are like the Kenner ones. So we've got a Stormtrooper, which, you know, you can never have enough Stormtroopers. So
It's just a bit weird, though. I think, you know, like, why all of a sudden are you doing a regular Stormtrooper from A New Hope?
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe like the backing card's different, because I feel like they would have done this before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for people that want like a few different Stormtroopers, then this one's a really cool one to have. Because it's, you know, there's always a sea of Stormtroopers behind Vader, so, you know, the more the merrier.
Speaking of Vader,
Vader. So we
Then
have
A
this
New
is-
Hope Vader again.
So again, another one from the New Hope. A New Hope, sorry. The New. So this is Darth Vader. I thought this one was quite cool actually, because a lot of you guys probably wouldn't know this, but in New Hope, the Darth Vader sort of inner cape goes on top of his shoulder piece. So you can actually see it in this figure. So you kind of see it on this angle where the sort of plastic inner cape piece is over the top of the shoulder piece. So it makes the shoulder piece look black, even though it's kind of silvery.
Yeah, metallic.
But yeah, I thought that was quite
I
cool.
mean, the helmet's very detailed. Like, it's very cool.
Very shiny.
I still think Empire's my favourite
Yeah.
Vader, I think. Or Return, yeah. One of the sort of later ones where he's a bit more metallic. Right?
And he does come with his lightsaber, this one as well.
He does.
It's very cool.
Now, this one I just wanted to include and give a little shout out to. It's from King Lego Garage. And they've basically done all the Bad Batch helmets in the Lego styles, like they did with the Captain Rex and the Vader and all that.
Mhm.
And I think they look really good, to be honest. They've even included Omega's little hat from like season 2
Mm.
or season 3. I can't remember which one it is, but one of her little hats they've included.
Yeah.
I think they look really good, to be honest. I think Crosshairs is quite cool.
Mm.
And they've included like the little minifigure on the stand as well, which is cool.
Although the Crosshair one, it's his Imperial figure, because that's the only one that they have Crosshair.
No, that's Crosshair.
Yeah,
the
but
mini.
the
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here's a chance for Lego to do some more Bad Batch sets, please.
I know. I really want Crosshair in his like armor, like Bad Batch armor,
Yeah.
not the Imperial one.
But yeah, no, I just thought I'd show that. I thought that was quite cool.
Yeah.
Yes, last little bit before we get onto the episode. They released some character posters for the season eventually. Now, I'm going to be very honest. I said it to you. I think most of these posters
Mhm.
almost are like fan made. Like they're not. I think the pictures and the poses aren't very good, in my opinion. I'm giving an opinion. I think, you know, like this one's all right, for example, you know, but then like again, a good one, not too bad.
Crosshair, yeah.
Then we got Crosshair and Omega.
Yeah.
Again, good.
And also he's like holding his hand in that one.
Then see, like this one, for example, like it does just look like a fan edit's just taken like an image of Rex and Echo and just sort of put them together.
I think Rex's position, it sort of looked like his neck's going forward. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird angle.
It's just like.
But I really like it. I think they're cool. And I think Rex's helmet looks really cool in this picture.
Again, right?
And then Batcher got one.
Yes,
And I love Batcher. And I'm like, he's been so... She, sorry.
Batcher's a she.
Okay. She's been so, like, important in the season that we needed a poster for her.
But again,
I love it.
Like, you could have got her, like, face on looking happy.
True.
Instead, here, you've just got her, like, looking quite angry side on. She's got, again, like, I think they could have done a better job with that.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not saying
think-
I'm not happy that
I
they
think she
haven't
looks
done
cute.
them. Well,
I like it. And then we got Hemlock and Emery.
yes.
And they're just looking evil.
Yeah, and then we got Palpatine and his nose sticking out into the light.
Palpatine's nose. Yeah.
And then
Little
this is
chin.
my favourite one of the ones.
Yeah.
Because I think this one actually looks like a proper.
Professional. I do
Um,
like it.
because he's like got his back and he's like turning, and you can see the like.
Yeah.
And again, what I made a comment to you. Now, obviously, we'll mention this in the episode because obviously, Wolf is back in this episode. But what I will say, when you look at Cody, when he was in his Imperial gear,
Yeah.
obviously he'd, all the 212 had been replaced with Imperial Grey. Now, yes, I do know that obviously Wolf armor is already grey, so he doesn't need to change it like that. But if it was, like Cody, what I'm glad they haven't done, or what he hasn't done, he hasn't painted over his 104th markings, like they very easily could have got rid of the wolf on markings on his helmet and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they kept that.
Yeah.
Or as a character, he's like, no, I'm keeping my 104th like roots.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
And I do really like his helmet. I think it looks really cool.
Yes.
Like his visor's different to like all the other clones.
But again, like look at the like little markings as well, like the wolf design.
Teeth. Yeah. I think it's very cool.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Black Series, there's gonna be one.
It will be very cool.
It will be.
So let's get into today's episode. So we've got Senator Chuchi, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but he was in season 2.
Season 1.
Season 1 was it? Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know what? They all just merged into one for me.
Oh, I can't remember. He was the one with the little droid, and he was a
from
separatist.
Raxus.
Right, yes. And he was a separatist, and nice seeing Rex in his undercover, like.
Yeah, he's got that little hoodie on, little cape, and then almost looks like Jedi robes.
It is a little bit, isn't it? But you can
But it's
clearly
more
see
like
he's
a
still got his
poncho.
armor like underneath, and
It's more like a poncho.
it's nice to see that Senator Chuchi is really starting this rebellion, shall we say?
Yeah.
This is sort of the start of the rebellion, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I quite like this shot. You've got Senator Chuchi, which was on the side of the Republic in the Clone Wars, and then you got this guy who was a separatist, and not symmetry, but if you look at the like meaning of this shot as well, either end of the table, but then you could also say that because he's got nothing here, and this is like Senator Chuchi's got the tea and the kettle sort of thing. It's almost like showing what, as a viewer, we saw or what we thought of it. It's like the Republic has everything. The Separatists had nothing, And we're trying to bridge that gap from enemies to, we also get some more clones. We can't get enough of more clones. We believe we get so we get this guy. Cool paint job. This is Greer, not Gree, not the Commander Gree, who is the leader of the 41st. But we get Greer. Now, I don't know what Legion he is, but
I mean, I would assume 41st because of the green.
I would as well. But his paint job looks very similar to Fixer from Delta Squad, with the sort of green marking on the helmet.
That's true, actually.
Now, he wasn't in it a lot because one of the clone assassins
Mm-hmm.
comes and sort of immobilizes him while trying to take out the senators.
Yeah.
But luckily, that is thwarted. And there's that really cool scene where the clone assassin throws in like a grenade, and Rex like dives on it and chucks it back through the gap. It's like
Yeah, I love that scene.
it's like Rex is.
He knows what he's doing.
And it's so cool to see him just like, yeah, this guy's good. Yeah, and then obviously the clone assassin. Also, we hear as well. There's another clone in the proximity called Samson.
Yep.
We have a picture of him coming up in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
We also see Hauser as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hauser's got a new, like, it's not really a pauldron though, is it?
Yeah, but
It's
he's
like-
not got his pauldron anymore,
Yeah.
and he's just got a bunch of those like pocket wallet-looking things. across
Yeah,
his
it's almost
chest.
like a chest pouch, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's got like 4 of them there.
Yeah.
But what I said to you, what I made very, interesting was like, he's got a new helmet design,
Mm-hmm.
but obviously he was a prisoner, so he would have lost his armor. He wouldn't have had it. So his armor is basically brand new, and he's painted on his own like new design, you
Yeah.
know. So that's quite cool.
Mm-hmm.
And they take out the clone assassin
Mm-hmm.
before heading to their little clone base
Yeah.
on Teth.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
But you pointed out something to me, which I didn't remember.
what was that?
That their home base is on Taff, which was in the Clone Wars movie.
Yes. So that's where Jabba the Hutt's son is being held by Ventress.
It was
And
funky.
it's nice that Rex has remembered
Yeah.
this place as, as a possible, like, why would the Empire or anyone go there,
Yeah.
So very cool. Right.
Now we have this guy. We have some theories that he might be a 212.
He might be, but I'm not entirely convinced he could be.
No. I mean, his armor to me looks like an orangey, dark yellow, kind of like Cody.
Definitely, I can't fault that and say that it's not.
Yeah.
But then there is also that, like, the one that we see on Ryloth with Kelly, who died while saving Ryloth, and their armor was like a brown. So it might be, but it might be a 212. I've just noticed from this photo, I'm going to be calling him Elvis.
Because he's sideburns.
Because he's got the sideburns, he looks like he's got the hair.
Yeah.
So this is Elvis. Now, it was quite funny because you've got a bit of a meme for this guy now.
Yeah. Because it's the clones.
So we were trying to get a photo of this guy, and there isn't one online, so we've had to take a photo. And I was like, right.
That's why the quality isn't great, but
I was like, have you got a photo of him? And you're like, no. So I was like,
we'll just put the episode on. Get
the one when he's while he's walking away. So he's now known as the Craig David walking away clone because he's walking away from all the trouble. So yeah, this is a sort of a better one again. You can see.
I mean, if you look at his shoulder, it's kind of like a yellowy orange in it. But yeah, he's definitely serving Elvis. And
he's got like 2 stripes down his
Yes.
Again, this is an unnamed clone, which I think is quite a bit sad that even though we're seeing these clones in Rex's clone little underground, it's like we don't have a name for him, and he gets taken out again by the clone assassin.
I mean, I'm gonna assume he's 212. That's what my predictions are, but we don't know for sure.
Okay, so this one's Samson. He's the one with the top of his helmet is all purple. Yeah. Like a bright purple as well. And then he's got like a purple line. So again, we don't know if this is one of the 187th, like
Mace Windu's Legion, basically.
or he's just decided to customize his own armor. Do you know what I mean?
Or whether he's from a different legion.
Yeah.
Maybe there was another purple legion. We don't know.
Maybe.
But my theory is Mace Windu's legion.
Yeah. That's probably the most plausible. Then we get another one here. Again, this guy goes unnamed.
Yeah.
So
again, he's got
very
like
cool.
a red burgundy armor markings, which in the Clone Wars we see in Mace Windu with a bunch of his clones, and they were all this like burgundy red. And then obviously all the figures that are of, was it 187?
Yeah.
Are all this like bright purple color. So it's it's hard to determine if he had like some more burgundy clones and then some more purpley clones. We don't know. But my theory is both of these clones are from Mace Windu's Legion, and they're just like different.
Well, I've got a possible theory.
Yeah.
So I believe I don't think this one's 187. I think Samson is 187.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon he is one of two. Now, I've just had a thought of the second one it could be. Obviously, the most obvious one is he Coruscant Guard? Possibly.
Yeah.
You know. But then again, all the Coruscant Guards, all the armor was exactly the same, you know. The like red little strip on the top bit.
And then the lines around the edge.
Yeah. Like if you look at them all, apart from sort of Hound, Fawn and Fox and Fire, like everyone else was the same. So could be a Coruscant Guard, or could be one of the one of the Commander Neo's lot. Do you know the ones with like the white with like minimalist red on it? Like the ones that are like on the bikes and that.
True. Yeah.
I reckon it could be one of those ones, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Again, give us a bloody name and just tell us what unit he's in.
Yeah. We need more info, Souls.
Yes.
Tell us more information about these clones.
And then obviously we do see some of the other sort of clones that we have seen before.
Mm-hmm.
So this is enhanced quality color image of Nemik.
Yeah.
So Nemik is there. Again, you can clearly tell that this guy is 41st.
Yeah.
With Fireball.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, quite cool. I like his helmet markings with like the sort of like weaves down the like eye.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of like tiger, like similar to like camouflage kind of where they do like markings. Yeah. So he blends in with the grass.
Very cool. And we see that obviously Rex has taken the like, so we say the little suicide pill bit of the clone assassin.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to get more information on him, and we find out that he has a data puck with the senators on it and Omega. So he is after Omega.
Yeah. So then he contacts the batch and stuff.
Yeah. And then I quite like this shot.
Yeah.
We see Scorch on Tantis contact another clone assassin who he's like, why have I been activated? Like,
yeah. And he has like a muffled kind of
voice modulator anyway to change it. Now there is a lot of theories on this guy. I will go through some of them, and you can tell me if you think plausible or not plausible. So someone reckons it's like another trick by Lucasfilm to be like, oh, it is a named character that we know from our past, and then it's just going to be just a regular clone assassin. What do you think on that one?
I mean, it could be, but he lasts almost too long for him to not be anyone that we know. I mean, I've heard a lot of theories that they might be bringing Tech back through one of these assassins, and I don't think that's the case. Because I think if it was Tech, he would automatically be going over to like the data pads and, you know, trying to hack systems and things like that. It's just tech. And also Tech's accent is a little bit more like British sounding.
It's a little bit more high pitched as well.
Yeah, and even though this guy has like a voice changer, he still isn't speaking like Tech. So I'm gonna rule out Tech theories on this one.
Yeah, there was as well a bit where Crosshair looks at him later in the episode, in the second bit, with through like his heat scope, and people reckon that his legs are too like cold.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, it could be Tech and he lost it. You know, it's like he's got no prosthetic legs on, but I think that one's a little bit far fetched from my opinion. But
I don't think it's Tech. I think it could be someone else.
But this is the one that I believe, and I hope it isn't, because this will be heartbreaking if it is.
It will, yeah.
Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Please don't be Cody.
No.
I don't want it to be Cody, but
because obviously Cody went AWOL. It's like.
But we haven't seen him.
No, we have. But last we heard from I can't remember the Imperial's name, the one that destroyed Kamino.
Rampart.
That's the one. The last we heard was when Crosshair went to him and he was like, oh, what's happened with Cody? And he was like, oh, it appears he's gone AWOL and all that. But maybe because Cody was starting to become like, I'm against the Empire, you know, I'm a soldier of the Republic. This is not the Republic anymore. Like, I don't want to do this. You know, maybe they, you know, captured Cody, started experimenting on him. This could be Cody. I could see it.
I don't want it to be Cody.
We don't want it to happen. We want Cody to be fine.
And I feel like, especially with Rex Little Rebellion, like,
yeah,
you need Rex and Cody. Like,
yeah, and I would love to see Cody reunite with Obi-Wan at one point. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but we were all hoping for it in the Kenobi series, like just a little shot of Cody. So I'm praying this isn't Cody, but again, I can see it happening because Dave Filoni's gonna destroy us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know who it is, but you know, and then you also had a different theory as well, didn't you? You said it could possibly be Fives because.
Yes, I know this is a bit of a far-fetched one.
It is a bit far-fetched.
But
however,
think how much that would break us.
Yeah, and also Echo, everyone thought was dead, and then he was wired up to a machine and all that, and like he's fine now. He's back with Rex, so it might be a possibility. So we don't know.
Because it's like Project like Necromancer, so Necromancer is bringing back like the dead.
Maybe it's a clone of a clone.
I don't know if it would be, but yeah, Project Necromancer is all about, like, you know, Necromancer is all about bringing back the dead, and you know, we've seen the Night Sisters do it with, you know, we've seen Night Troopers.
Yeah.
You know, so like, zombies on, you know, but I just think that would be such a killer, like for it to be like Fives is become basically like Echo, like almost like brainwashed and controlled, you know. But yeah.
Fireball.
Yes.
So he sacrifices himself to save the bunch.
Yeah, but well, he's a bit unlucky. So he picks up the flamethrower, charges at the clone assassin, who's now attacking the base and the group, where he basically sort of gets, I think he gets hit in the shoulder, falls, like stumbles, knocks a load of grenades off, and then his flamethrower is like right on the thermal detonator, and then blows up. The clone assassin also took out the possible 212th guy. He also takes out, through blowing up the ships, takes out Samson, and he takes out who is it? The other red striped guy. So now we're just down to the Bad Batch: Hauser,
Rex,
and Nemec,
and Batcher.
And Betcha the dog. So I just thought I'd show you this picture as well, because this is one of the best photos that we get of Hauser's like new armor and pattern and look.
Yeah.
I quite like it.
Mhm.
I don't know if I like it more than the like sort
I
of.
mean, it's not much different. It's just instead of the two stripes, it was just like teal and then the white stripe in the middle. Before.
Yeah, so he has changed it a little bit, but
Yeah.
quite good. And there, here you can see as well his like sort of chest
Yeah.
pouch with like 1, 2, 3, like 5 bits.
Yeah.
And then we've got Nemec here as well.
I just gotta laugh at the maker's face in this shot.
Yeah. And then we've got Badgers, just like, you right, mate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is quite cool. And then we get actually quite a good scene, actually, where they're escaping.
Mhm.
And the clone assassin sort of goes like down the sort of shaft.
Mhm.
And we get a really cool bit with Crosshair where he fires the like explosive and deliberately misses and hits the wall
Yeah.
in front of.
Because again, his hand is like shaking.
Yeah.
It's causing.
He is really having troubles, and
Yeah.
hopefully he gets over it.
Yeah.
And then we get Wolf.
Yep.
Looking badass and just
Yep.
being like a true commander. Like,
So obviously, this assassin, he's obviously been on the base. He knows that Hemlock's prized bounty is there. So, he's done everything he can. He's to try and get hold of them. He's been firing, and all these brothers have died. And then Wolf's got there because he was like sent in for like reinforcements, and he's obviously the commanding officer.
the recovery squad, I think.
That was it. But obviously he is a clone himself, and he's just looking around like, hold on a minute, and he sort of
They're
looks
not
at,
insurgents; they're clones. Like,
yeah, he looks at like Samsung and like a few of the others, and he's just like, what the hell? This is not anything like bad. These are clones. Why are you doing this? So he just basically, in so many words, says to this assassin, look, I'm in charge now, and you can back down.
Yeah.
Because you've killed a bunch of people, no reason at all, and also you're supposed to be bringing in Omega like safe, not killing everyone. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
And then can you imagine as well though if this scene ends up and that ends up being Cody? So you got like Wolf telling
No.
Cody, I'm in charge now, like.
No, because Cody, everyone hated him for firing at Kenobi, and then everyone loved him again because of him coming back in the Bad Batch, and he was fine. And now, if he's evil again, then no. And Cody's just rolled out. No, but I really like Wolf in this episode because he's really like.
Even though he's Empire,
Yeah.
he still sort of is a commander, but he is respectful. And if you look at his unit, most of his unit is made up of clones.
Yeah.
He has a couple of TKs.
But like barely any.
All the rest are clones, so probably 104th members.
Yeah.
In just white Imperial armor.
Yeah.
He's probably been able to keep his grey markings because it is like Imperial grey.
Yeah.
And he probably was like, no, I'm keeping it in memory of everyone that I lost in,
Yeah.
Clone Wars. No, I can't remember this guy's name. He's got a clone commander with him, but I think it's like Helios or something is his name. And he seems a little bit different than the other clone commanders that we've had in the episode so far.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, he seems loyal, but he also seems more like he respects Wolf a lot.
Yeah.
Especially we see at the end as well,
Yeah.
But the clone assassin doesn't listen.
No.
And then shoots down the ship as it's escaping.
Yeah.
And goes after them.
Yeah.
And we've got this shot here. I know you quite liked it.
Yeah.
Sort of, this is where after they've taken out one of the squads that have come after them,
Mhm.
and the clone assassin has had a bit of a fight with Crosshair in the sort of waterfalls.
Mhm.
You really think Crosshair's like gonna get it, but the clone assassin really has it out for Crosshair.
Yeah.
He's like, you could have been like one of us and all that, and it's like, clearly this clone assassin is someone that Crosshair's had a encounter with.
While being on Tantus.
Yeah, and then we get this scene of like the sort of the batch with Rex and Hauser
Mhm.
and Batcher.
Yeah. That's just like main character energy.
Oh, also, and we get Omega with.
Oh yeah, she got a new little crossbow.
Well, we did see it in the poster because I did point it out, but here we get to see it in action, and I quite like it. Yeah, and he said he's made some modifications to it, so.
And he's like, I know sources in the galaxy or whatever. He says,
I've made some contact or something.
How was it? Yeah.
But yeah, no, again, very cool. And then we see this really heartbreaking moment.
I know.
Where Wolf and the sort of clones are like, stand down.
Yeah.
And Rex is like, Wolf?
Yeah, because obviously, like, he's still in the same armor and stuff.
Like, he's like, he knows that you know, he would know that armor. They would serve together on missions. He's like, Wolf? And then Wolf is obviously like, Rex?
Yeah.
Because.
I don't know what picture.
Yeah.
He's like, Rex?
And he's like, the report said that you died, like, with the cruiser.
Yeah.
And he was like, I lost a lot of men that day and today.
Yeah.
You know, does that count as an Order 66 reference? No.
I wouldn't.
Oh no. I want it to be because I want it on my bingo card. It's gone a bit quiet on our bingo.
Oh, it has. I feel like we should have put some more obvious ones, but it's fine.
Yeah, like clones being killed.
Commander Wolf showing up. No, we knew that. But I mean, in this picture, you can also, it's quite a good picture to see behind Wolf.
All the clones.
It is his clones. There's no TKs. You know, he's doing all this with his brothers.
Yep, and Wolf, you know, Rex explains to Wolf that, you know, they're the Empire is experimenting on clones and keeping them as like prisoners. You know, she's proof of it, and then you know he looks like a bit like he's not entirely convinced by the Empire. Then, and then he's like, "Look, you're hunting a girl.
Yeah,
like
it's like open your eyes. You're hunting a child. Like,
it's not.
What are you doing?" Yeah, he says, like, as your brother, you know, I'm asking you to stand down.
Yeah, very.
This is not you, and I know you from the Clone Wars type thing. Like,
you know.
Yeah.
He's basically like, come fight with us, you know, like.
Yeah. See what the Empire are asking you to do. Asking you to bloody hunt down a child.
Yeah.
Which isn't.
And then he's like, and then he sort of stops, and then Echo turns up in their ship.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember, it had a name. Someone was finally given a name, wouldn't it?
I can't remember what it was.
I'll see if I can grab it. But he turns up, and Wolf is like, stand down, like, let them go. And then we get this shot of and it's a really sad shot because all of the clones sort of get onto the ship, and Gregor is actually like at the door in his like commando armor, which he has changed if you notice it.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't got all the tally marks on it and the yellow bits. He's just got a bit of yellow like on the arms.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get this shot of like Rex looking over his shoulder at Wolf, and Gregor is behind him. So it's like these three are going to be together at some point.
Yeah.
Hopefully Hauser's with them, you know.
Yeah. One thing I also thought I'd point out when I was watching the episode, so obviously we've got Rex here. We pointed this out when we did the breakdown for the trailer, but he hasn't got his pauldron. But I noticed that this shoulder was more like faded and scratched up than this shoulder, and including his forearm as well. But obviously, it's because he used to have his pauldron coming out here. So this shoulder armor has obviously been protected by his pauldron, so the paint underneath is like kind of fresh.
Yep.
Which I thought was cool.
Cool little nod, because if you look at like his arm,
yeah, it's like so much.
It's faded. The paint's faded. It's worn. Where that is like up here.
Yeah.
Is so clean and new, you know, like.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Another thing I noticed as well, you can't see it on this picture, but there's a scene where Rex is like with the clone assassin, and you can see like on the side of his head he's still got his little scar from where he removed his chip from the finale.
Yeah, definitely.
Thought it was just something to mention. And then you got Commander Wolf without his helmet, with his iconic flat top hairstyle.
And he's missing an eye.
Yeah.
Well,
he's got like a white eye, isn't he?
Yeah, because obviously Ventress took it. Yeah, and you know, but that last shot of like Wolf looking at like Rex and Gregor and being like I think by the end of the series, Wolf is going to be with Rex in terms of like in his little underground unit.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's got to lead on to like Rebels, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But you also got to remember in Rebels he does have his like original armor. So you would say that you know, it's not like he gets captured by the Empire and he gets rescued.
No.
He's probably going to leave like in that armor, you know what I mean? And he lets them go. And then Helios is like, but they're traitors. He's like, but they're clones. And then like all the clones like sort of in the background like sort of stop and sort of look. And he's like, we owed them that or whatever. And it's like, collect their dead or collect their fallen, I think he says. You know, so he's showing respect to the clones that didn't make it, you know, like, because at the end of the day, they're clones. Wolf is like, you know, he's not a bad guy.
No.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you think of the two episodes?
2 episodes. I thought they were really good, and I loved seeing Rex come back. I loved seeing Wolf come back, and the whole dynamic where, you know, Rex is starting to kind of change Wolf's mind on the Empire. I loved seeing all like the other clones, even though we lost a lot of them.
We lost like 6.
Yeah. And I'd like to know more about them.
Well, this is the thing now, you know, like look at Mayday. We get Mayday for an episode. We're like, we love him, and then he's gone.
I know.
There's so many, you know.
Yeah.
But
I think it's, I don't know which episode, but it's probably like my favourite part of the season so far.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Seeing the clone, seeing Wolf back, you know, like.
Yeah. And even just like how, like another thing I thought I'd mention as well, like the part where the Bad Batch go into the room with the like assassin guy that they've captured like towards the beginning of the episode. The guy doesn't say anything, you know. There's Rex there. He's been infiltrating him with Hauser. He's saying like, "Where are you from? Are you from?" I can't remember what he says. But there's like a few planets that he lists, and then he says Tantis, and then the guy kind of like looks at him, but it still doesn't say anything. And the guy still doesn't say anything until Crosshair enters that room, and then he's like, "You," and then Crosshair's all of a sudden like, "Oh my god,
we gotta go.
We gotta go because they're tracking him." So yeah, I thought that was interesting how like they remembered Crosshair and they wouldn't give any information to any of the other clones, even though Captain Rex kind of, he went about it in a politer way. Like, look, even though you are a part of the Empire, you're still one of our brothers. He's sort of spoke to him nicely, and he's still not saying anything. And then Hauser's there. I must say, Hauser, he's definitely like changed his attitude in this episode because he's got it out for Crosshair, which is understandable because of what Crosshair did on Ryloth. But
and in my opinion, I think Hauser is justifiably right to be angry at Crosshair because all of his unit that, like, shall we say, surrendered were like, no, we're not going to take this anymore.
Yeah.
Crosshair was responsible for them being captured, and then Hauser's the only one left that has survived. So you can understand why Hauser is like, I don't like you at the minute.
No.
But then towards the end of the episode, we do see that he does see that Crosshair has changed and trusts him.
Yeah, like he's fine towards him. But just talking about the scene with like the assassin in the room and stuff. So Rex is obviously being really nice to him, trying to get information, and then Hauser's there like, you need to be rough. Like, this is not good enough. You need to get the information out of him. And yeah, you can just see like, because Hauser has lost basically his legion of troopers, he's just there with Rex, and he wants this war to be over. He wants the Empire down. He wants to find out as much information as he can and just survive, I guess. So
we do get quite a nice dynamic in this episode of Crosshair being like a dad to Omega.
Oh yeah, that as well.
And he's like, you okay? Have you got your little blast? Like, have you got your little like blast? And she's like,
you got a crossbow.
Yes. She's like, you're as bad as Hunter.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm worse.
Trust me, I'm worse.
And then there was a bit that, even though it was quite a sad and like serious episode, there was a bit that did make me laugh. And I showed it to you. I had to replay it. So when the assassin starts shooting at the Bad Batch when they're by the waterfall, they all sort of dive out the way, but there's like a little split second where Wrecker just like grabs Batcher. It's like, no, like you're coming this way, like saves her.
Yeah.
He's just like, like Wrecker and Batcher have got like a cute little bond as well going. Like they love food.
Yeah.
Fireball does them a bit of food, and Batcher's like, ooh, food.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
But yeah.
I thought it was a really good episode.
Yeah, I think both of them were.
Yeah. So good.
Okay.
Favorite bit of the season so far.
Yes, and I can't wait for next week's episode.
I know. I'm like, what are we going to see next week? Like, we still got Ventress to go. Like,
is Quinlan Voss going to show up?
Yeah. There's all these theories, and I'm like, who is this assassin? Like, because how it ends is like him just coming out of the water. Because I think it's Hauser that stuns him.
Yeah.
Like to
save Crosshair.
Yeah, which just goes to show, like, towards the end, he is like, yeah, Crosshair, you're all right. You don't want to lose any more of his brothers. But yeah, obviously you don't really see the assassin until right at the end when he comes out of the sort of waterfall river type thing, and then you're like, great, he's still around. Who is this guy? They just rip the helmet off him. Who are you?
Also, one thing we'll say as well, the clone assassin ship was really cool. The like triangled, like.
Oh yeah.
For me, it reminded me of like the Jedi starfighters.
Yeah.
Like the deltas, the like triangle ones.
The like Mark 1.
But it was almost like a bit Sith, like, red engines, red screens, and
you could see that it was like dark side type shit. And also the like computer screens, I was saying to you, they're very similar to the screens on Mustafar.
Mm-hmm.
Like the scene in Revenge of the Sith at the end where Padme's ship is coming in, and then Anakin looks at it and obviously recognizes the ship, and there's like a scene on the screen where you can see, like, it's like a red, orangey
display.
Yeah. It looks like that, so it's very sort of dark sidery, like.
Very cool, though.
Yeah.
Should we do Trooper of the Week?
Yes.
We've got just the one, but it is very cool because I was gonna use it myself.
Yeah.
Because you sent it to me.
I did.
And it's very cool because it's like both of them. Well, what would you even say? It's like the minifigs, isn't it? Like, but of all the clones that we've lost.
Yeah, so it's basically all the clones that were in this episode apart from Rex. And like the Batch.
So they're custom.
So we've got the I'm walking away. We've got so the one that we thought was like 212, Hauser with his new armor, got Greer, the red one, and then Samson. So this is someone called Manda Yane Workshop, and they've made like custom minifigs from this episode.
I love the blasters as well on them. I think they're very cool. And you think how quick they've made these since this came out on Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know. So this episode today is going out on Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
But these were out Friday? Thursday?
2 days ago.
Oh, well, there you go, Friday. So
there you go. So Manda Yane Workshop on TikTok.
I think they're great. So
I really like.
Maybe we have to invest.
Possibly. I must say, like, some of these custom little minifigs, so good. Like, just as good as the regular
real ones.
Yeah.
But yeah. Meme of the week.
Yes. What meme have you chosen for us?
So I sent this one to you.
Mace Windu. When you sent Qui-Gon on simple negotiations, and yet he returned with a slave boy whom he was betting in poor Bruce's. And there's just a picture of Mace Windu, like deep in thought. What have I done here?
All he had to do was do some negotiating to stop the Trade Federation. He's come back
with a slave boy who's claiming to be the chosen one,
and he bet him on a bloody pod race.
Yeah,
I thought it was quite funny.
Yeah.
And then there's Padme in the background.
It is Padme. It's Padme from episode 3 though, and no, episode 2. Sorry.
Yeah.
God, get me Padme right.
Get your Padme right.
So, Padme from episode 2, but then obviously this is about Qui-Gon from episode 1. So, I don't know, but it's a funny picture.
Yeah, I like the idea of that.
Mace Windu having a think, like, what have I done? Have I done this right?
But
yeah.
Yes.
Very cool. Very good.
So yeah.
And we hope you enjoyed the episode.
Mm-hmm. We will be back Thursday with another Bad Batch episode breakdown. It's going to be fun. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
More Bad Batch to talk about.
I'm really hoping we find out who this assassin is because I want to know.
I think we all want to know.
Yeah. I mean, it'll just be they'll take it off and it'll be a clone and we'll be like, who is that? And it won't.
Yeah, we can't just have a normal clone.
Yeah.
But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoy Rex and Shiny.
They're very cool.
Yes. But yeah, we will see you guys
in the next one.
On the next episode. Have a